Welcome to Camaravan Comprehensive School's exam technique video. Today we're going to look at how to answer questions 3, 6 and 9 on the AQA GCSE History Paper 1. Let's look at the paper. Well, the paper is an hour and 45 minutes long and you have to answer 3 topics. The first topic is the origins of the First World War. Second topic is peacemaking 1918 to 1919 and the League of Nations. And the third topic is Hitler's foreign policy and the origins of the Second World War. This is the question we're going to look at today. Which of the following reasons was more responsible for the failure of the League of Nations? The absence of the USA from the League, the actions of Britain and France during the Abyssinian Crisis 1935 to 36. You must refer to both reasons when answering your question. Now remember, this is worth 10 marks as it's the essay question. So as it's worth 10 marks, you're looking to spend about 15 minutes answering this question. Now how you're going to do that is quite simple. There's 3 little steps you're going to remember. You're going to describe 2 points, you're going to explain 2 points, and then you're going to link the 2 points together. So first of all, you're going to describe the absence of the USA from the League of Nations. Please press pause, have a go, then once you press play again, my model answer should appear. Although President Woodrow Wilson came up with the idea of the League of Nations, he lost the presidency to Warren Harding in 1921 and therefore America wanted isolationism and voted not to join the League of Nations, wishing to stay out of European affairs. This meant that the world's largest economy was not a member of the League, and the League lacked Wilson's guidance. In the second part, you're going to explain 2 reasons why this caused the League of Nations to fail. Press pause, have a go. Firstly, this meant the League failed because without America's economic sanctions were likely to fail, since guilty countries could always trade with America. Indeed, with the Manchurian crisis of 1931, the USA was Japan's biggest trading partner, so sanctions were of limited use. Additionally, without America's armed forces, the main countries of the League were unlikely to put military pressure on offending countries. The next step, you're going to give 1 reason why it was so important. Press pause, have a go. Therefore, the absence of America meant the League of Nations had few powers of enforcement. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to describe the second factor, which is Britain and France's actions during the Abyssinian crisis. Remember now, we're talking about Britain and France's actions, not the actions of the League of Nations. So press pause, have a go. The actions of Britain and France during the Abyssinian crisis led to the destruction of the League of Nations too. Firstly, after Italy had invaded Abyssinia, they applied some economic pressures but chose only to restrict guns and rubber to both sides rather than Britain's valuable coal export. Secondly, once it became clear that Italy was not going to withdraw, Jorge and Laval drew up a secret plan to divide Abyssinia into parts, giving the best parts to Italy and going against the League's policies. Now you have to explain 2 reasons why it caused the League of Nations to fail. Press pause, have a go. This led to the League's failure since it was clear that the final 2 permanent members of the Council were prepared to ignore the League of Nations to get their own way, as in the Jorra-Laval Pact. And secondly, it showed that all major members of the League of Nations were willing to put their economic interests of their own country first. Now we're going to give 1 reason why it was so important. Press pause, have a go. Therefore, the actions of Britain and France were important since it indicated the League of Nations had lost the trust of even the key members. Now, link both points together in a conclusion. Press pause, have a go. Overall, it's clear that although the actions of Britain and France in the Abyssinian crisis was the act which led to the complete failure of the League of Nations and allowed the Second World War, their lack of sanctions and military effort was only because America was not a member, and therefore they didn't have the backing of major countries. Therefore, America's absence from the League of Nations was the most important reason why it failed. This is what your answer should look like. Remember, Camaravan History is also found on Twitter, Quizlet, YouTube and SoundCloud.